UK decimal 1997 2p coin falls into the second major design era of UK decimal coinage and features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maclauff, which was used from 1985 to 1997. Year of minting, 1997. Monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, third portrait. Era, decimalisation period. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II facing right. Designer, Raphael Maclauff. Inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1997 inch. Translation, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Design, the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers within a coronet, above the motto, Ich diene, German for, I serve. Designer, Christopher Ironside. Denomination, 2 pence. Note, from 1992 onwards, 2p coins were primarily minted in copper-plated steel. However, some bronze versions were still produced for collector sets. 1997 2p coins for circulation were mainly copper-plated steel. Minted by Royal Mint, United Kingdom. Minting location, Llantrisant, South Wales. Intended for general circulation across the UK. General circulation, approximate 417 million 2p coins in 1997. Proof sets, limited quantities in higher quality bronze, for collectors. Coins used in everyday commerce. Common wear, scratches, dulled surfaces, loss of original luster. Value, usually face value, 2p, unless in exceptionally good condition. Never used in circulation, retains full original mint luster. Value, around 20 pence to £1, depending on grade. Minted using special dies for collectors, mirror finish. Only included in Royal Mint proof sets. Bronze proof coins, not steel. Value, around £2 to £4, higher if part of full proof sets. Exception. Proof coins in Royal Mint presentation packaging may command higher premiums due to collectability. Common coin, the 1997 2p is not rare and is often encountered in circulation. No known errors for the year 1997 2p make it especially valuable. Composition note, if you find a 1997 coin that attracts a magnet, it's copper-plated steel, if not, it may be a rare bronze strike from a proof set. Transition year, 1997 marked the final year of the Raphael Maclauff portrait before the Ian Rank Broadley portrait was introduced in 1998. Would you like help identifying the exact composition of your 1997 2p coin, steel or bronze, or are you looking to value a specific coin from your collection? The next step 1971 Queen Elizabeth II 2 pence coin holds a special place in British numismatic history. It was introduced as part of Decimal Day, which took place on February 15, 1971, the day the United Kingdom officially transitioned from the old pound SD system, pounds, shillings, and pence, to the decimal currency system. Prior to decimalisation, Britain used 240 pence to a pound. After 1971, the pound was divided into 100 new pence. The 2 pence, 2p, coin was among the first decimal coins introduced, alongside the 1/2p, 1p, 5p, and 10p. This transition was a major financial and cultural shift in the UK. The new decimal coins were designed to coexist with older coins temporarily, but eventually replaced them. Obverse, front. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II. Designer, Arnold Machin. Description, the portrait shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1971. DG Reg. FD stands for, De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Designer, Christopher Ironside. Design, the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of ostrich feathers within a coronet, above the motto, Ich diene, German for, I serve. Denomination, the words, new pence, and the numeral 2 beneath the design. Note, the phrase, new pence, was used until 1981. From 1982 onwards, the inscription changed to simply 2 pence. Minted in Royal Mint, located in Llantrisant, Wales, after 1968. Country, United Kingdom. Geographic relevance, used across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Metal composition, bronze, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, 0.5% tin. Mintage, approximate, 1,454,856,250 coins were struck in 1971. Usage, commonly used coin in everyday transactions. Weight, 7.12 grams. Diameter, 25.91 millimeters. Edge, plain, smooth. The large mintage made the coin very common, and it circulated widely through the UK economy. Because it was the first decimal 2p coin, nearly everyone in the UK handled this coin at some point. Definition: a coin that was never used in circulation, often part of mint sets. Appearance: sharper detail, clean surfaces, no wear. Value: approximate as of 2025. Around £1 to £2 for an uncirculated coin. Coins in brilliant uncirculated sets may fetch more, depending on packaging and condition. Definition: high-quality strikes made for collectors, often with polished dies and planchets. Appearance: mirror-like fields, frosted details, high contrast. Availability: found in 1971 proof sets. Value: approximate as of 2025, around £5 to £10, depending on market and completeness of the set. Individual proof 2p coins sell for £2 to £5. Because the 1971 2p coin was so widely minted, circulated coins hold minimal collector value, typically only face value, 2p. However, coins in pristine condition or those from official mint sets may be sought after by collectors of decimal-era coins. Not rare, despite being old, the 1971 2p coin is not rare due to the high mintage. New pence versus 2 pence. Some collectors seek coins with the new pence inscription, especially those from transitional years. Not magnetic. Pre-1992 2p coins like the 1971 issue are non-magnetic, while later ones, copper-plated steel, are magnetic. This coin represents the beginning of decimal currency in Britain and symbolizes a time of modernization in the UK. While not a high-value item, it's a nostalgic piece for many and a staple for beginner collectors of UK coins. Would you like images or a side-by-side comparison with later 2p coins, like the 2 pence version from 1982? The 1994 2 pence coin was part of the UK's decimal coinage system, which began in 1971. It was minted in copper-plated steel, a change from the previous bronze composition due to rising copper prices. The coin features the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael David Maklauf, and the reverse depicts the Prince of Wales's feathers, a symbol of the Prince of Wales. A total of 531,628,000 2 pence coins were minted in 1994, making it one of the most widely circulated coins of that year. These coins were legal tender in the UK and were used in everyday transactions. However, due to their low value, they are rarely used in modern commerce. In circulated condition, the 1994 2 pence coin holds its face value of 2 pence. Coins in this condition are commonly found and do not carry additional collector value. Uncirculated, UNC, condition. Coins in uncirculated condition, which have not been used in everyday transactions and show no signs of wear, are more sought after by collectors. While specific market values can vary, uncirculated coins are typically valued higher than their face value due to their pristine condition. Proof coins are specially minted with a high-quality finish for collectors. The 1994 2 pence coin was included in the 1994 United Kingdom Proof Coin Collection, which had a mintage of 44,643. These coins are highly valued by collectors due to their limited mintage and superior quality. The value of the 1994 2 pence coin can fluctuate based on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. While circulated coins are generally worth their face value, uncirculated and proof coins can command higher prices. Collectors often seek coins with unique characteristics, such as minting errors or those with historical significance, which can further increase their value. Mintage: 531,628,000 coins. Composition: copper-plated steel. Obverse design: Raphael David Maclauf's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Reverse design: Prince of Wales's feathers. Circulated value: 2 pence. Uncirculated value varies, typically higher than face value. Proof coin value, higher due to limited mintage and quality. If you have a 1994 2-pence coin and wish to determine its current market value, it's advisable to consult with a reputable coin dealer or refer to recent auction results for similar coins in comparable condition. The 1996 United Kingdom 2-pence, 2p, coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is a part of Britain's decimal coinage system. First introduced in 1971 during the decimalisation of the British currency, the 2p coin has undergone various design, metal composition, and minting updates over the years. The 1996 version is notable for its traditional design continuity and its place in the circulating currency of the late 20th century. Decimal coinage was introduced in the UK on February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day. The 2-pence coin was part of the initial decimal series and has remained a standard denomination since then. The coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Maclauf, 1985–1997, depicting the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem. No major design changes occurred this year, making it a continuation issue. 1996 was a year of steady circulation, with coins struck for general use. Portrait: Queen Elizabeth II, right-facing, with the inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1996 inch, DG Reg. FD equals De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, Latin for, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Designer, Raphael Maclauf. Reverse, back. Design: the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with the German motto, Ich diene, I serve. Designer, Christopher Ironside. Inscription: 2 pence. Diameter, 25.9 mm. Weight, 7.12 g. Thickness, 1.85 mm. Edge, plain. Metal composition, 1992 to 1998 copper-plated steel. Earlier coins from 1971 to 1991 were bronze, the change was due to cost efficiency. The 1996 2p coin was circulated throughout the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Occasionally used in UK territories, British military bases abroad, and by collectors worldwide. Mintage for circulation, 1996 approximately 603 million. Not a rare year, high mintage makes it common in circulation. Some variations may exist due to minting anomalies, but none are officially recognized as rare. These coins were produced for collectors and are often sold in sealed presentation packs. Condition: no wear, full mint luster, sharp details. Value: 2025 around 20 pence to £1, depending on packaging and condition. Proof versions may have been struck for collector sets, such as the 1996 Royal Mint Proof set. Finish: frosted design with mirror-like fields. Packaging: sold in official Royal Mint presentation cases. Value: 2025 £1.50 to £5, depending on set and market demand. The 1996 2p coin is generally not considered rare but is a solid example of mid-90s UK coinage. Collectors typically seek uncirculated or proof specimens. Error coins, double strikes, off-centers, wrong planchets. Full sets from 1996 featuring all denominations. The 1996 Queen Elizabeth II 2-pence coin remains a widely collected piece of UK numismatic history. While not rare or particularly valuable in circulated condition, its presence in annual sets and proof editions makes it a desirable coin for full decimal collections. Its design reflects the continuity of British coinage during Queen Elizabeth II's reign and the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. Would you like a visual reference or a comparison with other 2p coins from different years?
And coin specifications. The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It replaced the Franklin half-dollar as a tribute to the 35th president. By 1972, the coin was in its 9th year of production and had become a familiar item in U.S. currency, although it had already begun to see a decline in widespread circulation due to hoarding, lack of change machines that accepted it, and reduced public usage. Obverse, front, features a left-facing portrait of John F. Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. Reverse, back, depicts the presidential seal with an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, designed by Frank Gasparo. Edge, read. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar was minted at 3 U.S. mint facilities. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Mintage, $153 to $118 million. No mint mark under Kennedy's neck, Denver. Mint mark D. Mintage, $141.89 million D. Mint mark located below Kennedy's neck, San Francisco. Mint mark S. Only produced proof coins. Mintage, 3.26 million struck for collectors, not intended. For general circulation geography. The coins circulated primarily in the United States, but due to reduced use by the public, many were hoarded or used in casino slot machines, military bases, or foreign aid distributions. Over time, they also found their way into collector hands worldwide. Composition: 75% copper, 25% nickel, cupronickel. Core: pure copper. Weight: 11.34 grams. Diameter: 30.6 mm. No silver content in circulation strikes. Silver was removed after 1970 for standard issues. Coins found in everyday pocket change or in general use typically show wear. These are the most common and least valuable unless they have errors. Typical value, $0.50. Face value to $1.25. Heavily worn coins, usually worth just face value unless it's a variety choice error coins that have not been used in circulation and retain original mint luster. 60 MS63, $2 to $5 MS64, MS65, $6 to $12 MS66 and higher. Can command $30 to $100 plus, especially if graded by services like PCGS or NGC Proof Coins, San Francisco Mint. Typically valued between $4 and $10, with pristine examples graded PR69, PR70. Fetching higher prices. While no highly prominent varieties are known for the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, collectors look for double die obverse, DDO, die cracks or cuds off center strikes clipped planchets, high-grade examples, MS67 and above, which are rare due to mass production quality. The Kennedy half-dollar series remains popular with collectors, especially for those assembling complete date and mint mark sets. The 1972 coin, being a high mintage issue, is accessible to beginners but still rewarding in uncirculated condition. Though it's not a rare date, high-grade uncirculated examples or error coins offer meaningful value. The series also represents an important historical era in U.S. politics and numismatics, linking collectors to the legacy of JFK. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar is part of a long-standing American coin series that pays tribute to one of the nation's most beloved presidents, John F. Kennedy. First minted in 1964, just months after Kennedy's assassination, the coin has become both a collector's item and a symbol of American memory and patriotism. The coin features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts. His strong features and confident demeanor were meant to symbolize the optimism and forward-looking spirit of the 1960s. On the reverse, Frank Gasparo's design showcases the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield, clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and readiness for defense. The 1985 Kennedy half-dollar was minted in 2 primary U.S. mint facilities. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark Denver Mint, marked with a small D. Notably, there were no proof coins or San Francisco Mint issues released for general circulation. In 1985, the proof version was only available in the annual Mint proof set. In 1985, the demand for half dollars had significantly declined compared to earlier decades. Nonetheless, the mintage numbers remained fairly robust. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Approximately 18.4 million coins, Denver Mint, D mint mark. Around 32.8 million coins combined, over 51 million Kennedy half dollars were struck that year. By 1985, the Kennedy half dollar had become less common in everyday transactions. While they were once a staple of cash registers and vending machines in the 1960s and early 70s, by the 1980s, they were often hoarded by collectors or used mainly in casino gaming, especially in Nevada and Atlantic City. Circulation was still nationwide, but actual usage in daily commerce was limited. Banks and armored carriers moved them sporadically, and many Americans saw them as more of a curiosity than standard currency. The value of a 1985 Kennedy half dollar depends heavily on its condition, circulated condition. In well-worn condition, most 1985 Kennedy halves are worth face value, 50 cents. Collectors may pay a small premium, up to $1 for lightly circulated examples. Uncirculated condition, mint state. In mint state 60 to 65, coins may be valued at $2 to $8 depending on luster, strike quality, and absence of marks. High grade. MS-66 or MS-67. Scarcer in top condition, these can fetch $25 to over $100, especially with attractive toning or from a certified grading service like PCGS or NGC proof versions from proof sets. These have a deep mirror-like finish and are not made for circulation. Pristine condition. 1985 S proof. Kennedy half dollars are valued between $4 and $10, depending on demand. Material. 91.67% copper, 33% nickel, clad composition. Diameter. 30.6 mm weight, 11.34 grams edge. Reed. Although not rare or especially valuable in most conditions, the 1985 Kennedy half dollar remains a cherished piece of American numismatic history. Whether tucked away, in a coin jar or displayed in a collector's album, it tells the ongoing story of a nation's memory, its currency, and the legacy of a president who inspired millions. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar. With its storied past, distinctive design, and role in modern coinage, this coin represents not just currency, but history, patriotism, and change in American numismatics. In this script, we will explore the coin's physical details, its minting and circulation, its geographic journey, and how its condition affects both its collectible and monetary value. The 1971 Kennedy half dollar was the first in the series to be struck entirely in copper-nickel clad, ending the era of silver in standard circulation coinage. Obverse design, a left-facing portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts, who was also the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. Reverse design, the presidential seal, an eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, designed by Frank Gasparo, symbolic of strength and peace. Edge, reeded weight, 1134 grams diameter, 30.6 mm composition. Outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to an inner core of pure copper. Total composition, 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel, mints, struck at Philadelphia. No mint mark, and Denver marked D. When it was first minted in 1971, the Kennedy half dollar was released widely across the United States, but its use in everyday transactions quickly diminished. Here's how and where the coin traveled. Philadelphia and Denver Mint. Over 350 million coins were produced, 155 million in Philadelphia and 302 million in Denver. Circulation zones. Initially distributed nationwide through banks' vending machine, routes and casinos, especially in Nevada, where half dollars were popular for gaming. International circulation. Some were exported or brought overseas by U.S. military personnel, particularly to Europe and Asia where U.S. bases operated. However, the half-dollar never gained international traction like the dollar bill. Modern distribution. Today, most Kennedy half-dollars are no longer used in everyday cash transactions, but still minted in small quantities for collectors and special releases. In circulated condition, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is generally commonplace, found in mixed-date rolls from banks or coin dealers. Low premium, typically worth face value, $0.50, up to $1 unless in exceptionally preserved condition. Visual wear, flattened details. On Kennedy's hair, smooth lettering. Minor nicks or discoloration due to oxidation or heavy handling. Circulation grades. These range from about good, AG, to very fine, VF, with retail prices between $0.50 to $1.25 depending on grade and mint mark when uncirculated. The coin becomes far more attractive to collectors. Mint state grades, ranging from MS60 to MS67, depending on luster, strike quality, and absence of blemishes. Value. While most uncirculated 1971 half-dollars are worth around $2 to $5, exceptionally well-struck coins, especially from the Denver Mint, can fetch $20 to $100 in MS66 or MS67 proof versions. Important note, there were no silver-proof coins struck in 1971, but a limited number of special mint sets and proofs were made, typically in San Francisco, although 1971 proofs are not silver. Collector demand. Popular among entry-level collectors due to affordability and connection to JFK. High-grade examples certified by NGC or PCGS are sought after for registry sets. First clad half-dollar, 1971 marks the first year Kennedy half-dollars were no longer made with any silver, symbolizing a major shift in U.S. coinage. Error coins. A few rare 1971 Kennedy half-dollars were mistakenly struck on 40% silver planchets, carried over from 1970. These are extremely rare and valuable, sometimes selling for over $1,000 at auction. Commemorative appeal. Though not rare, the coin remains emotionally resonant due to its connection to President Kennedy and the 1960s era of hope and change. While the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar may not hold high numismatic value in most cases, it stands as a historical artifact. Its broad geographic distribution, change in metal composition, and persistent collector appeal ensure its legacy in American coin collecting. Whether you find one in a coin roll, buy a certified MS66 example, or hold on to it as a piece of family history, the 1971 half-dollar remains a fascinating piece of American numismatic heritage.